is the plaintiff, Maria. She says she bought a truck for her son. She relied on the defendant's claims it was a good truck. And when she got it home and brought it to a mechanic, he told her it was very unsafe to drive. The mechanic also said it would cost more than $4,000 to fix it. She was lied to by the defendant and wants her $2,443.87 returned. So she's suing. This is the defendant, Jim. He says he had that truck for 17 years, and he put a lot of money into it. That truck passed inspection. She drove it for 3 weeks before demanding her money back, and for all he knows, she damaged it herself. Besides, it's 22 years old, and old things need to be repaired sometimes. He's accused of trucking it up.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff bought a truck for her son from the defendant, says it's super unsafe, but the defendant says he's had the truck for 17 years and it was still sweet. It's the case of you have bad pickup lines.
Thank you, Douglas. Maria, you are suing Jim for $2,443.87. You want returned to you the money that you paid for a 1996 pickup truck, as well as all the money you spent registering and insuring it. Correct. Tell me what's going on.
Well, I found the truck online. I'm a little bit nervous, I'm sorry. And I spoke to his son initially, and then I spoke to him.
Who was the truck for?
The truck was for me and my son.
Okay.
We went out there. I went out there with my son, my brother, and my fiance.
Okay.
We looked at the truck, and we did the paperwork. He sat down, he told me that the truck that it's in good condition. He drives the truck from his home to Boston every day. And he wrote a list of possible things that I should check. But the main thing that he told me about the truck was that there was a leak, I think he said above the starter, that I should have that checked. And he also said the wipers needed to be replaced. And he also said that there was a small, the leak that was leaking, the oil.
Did you have a mechanic take a look at it?
No.
Okay, what does it take for you to get a mechanic to take a look at it? It's it's old enough to drink, let alone vote. It is a 22-year-old truck. And he's giving you a list. Let me see the list of, it has all these, I'll take it. You know, you'd be like, couldn't wait to take it. Even though he's giving you a list of all the things that you should look at.
Well, he told me that, when he went over the list, it was all minor stuff. When
How do you know? You haven't priced any of this.
Well, I took it to my mechanic.
When? After you bought it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's not really what I'm talking about, is it? I'm talking about before you buy it. Let me see the paperwork from the sale.
Thank you.
As is, as seen. That is the first time I have ever heard those words. As is, I've heard. As seen, I love it. As it, so let it be written, so let it be done. As is, as seen. All right, how long did you own this truck?
17 years.
17 years?
I bought it in 2001.
Okay, you're kind of emotionally attached to the truck, aren't you?
Yeah, I was a little bit. I bought a newer truck. I still drove it. And then it was getting really hot out and the air doesn't work. So I said, why am I not driving the newer truck? So I put all my tools in the newer truck and started driving. And it sat in front of the house for 2 months. And I said, let's get rid of it. So my son helped me out. He's better at the internet. And then we got in contact with Maria. She came. She seemed to like it. I expected it to go to somebody that was mechanical, that had a decent mechanic or something that would just keep up with overtime.
You were hoping for a good home.
Yeah, exactly.
That's actually what you say in the inside. I was hoping it would go to a good home.
Yeah, that somebody would take care of it, a young guy that would like an old truck that he could still work on.
Right.
And that was that, more or less, on that part of it.
Until you heard from Now, you heard from her 3 weeks after you had sold it to her?
3.5 weeks after. Now, if she had called me a couple days into it, I might have said, I'll take it back. I feel bad. 3.5 weeks later, I said, how do I know what you've done with this truck since
Right.
I sold it to
Right.
you?
So 22-year-old truck, what does somebody have a right to expect?
I'd say it's an as-is purchase. You either
You have a right to expect nothing.
expect that when you go to inspect it, that you've done your due diligence or brought somebody else with you that has done their due diligence, and the purchase is as is.
Wow, that was pretty good. Going inside the courtroom.
Your contract clearly says that it's an as-is sale. So on what legal ground would I order him to return all your money and then some? All the money you spent on registration, insurance, money for inspection. Now that's interesting. Did it pass inspection? You're from Massachusetts?
Yes.
Oh, well, you guys have like the greatest consumer protection laws on used cars ever. If the car doesn't pass inspection, you get to return it, within X number of time. But it passed inspection.
Yes, it did.
Oh, okay. So now what's really happened is that you've bought a truck. You've now bothered to find out how much it'll cost to repair, and you don't think it's worth it now. So you have buyer's remorse.
No, I mean,
What did he do wrong that I would make him undo the deal? You've got to tell me how he defrauded you.
Well, he told me that it was just minor things that was wrong with the truck.
And who told you otherwise? Who told you that it's major things?
Pet Boys.
Pet Boys. All right. I mean,
They told me that in order to get the truck just to safety standards, it would be over $4,000.
Okay, I have a question for you. Do you have something from Pet Boys?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I want to see what Pet Boys wrote.
Your Honor,
Yeah.
I have a paper too.
What's your
Printed out
paper?
from the Pep Boys. She had texted it to me
Okay.
because I wanted to see the slip. I thought it was ridiculous. I'm pretty mechanical. And I thought the guys are replacing every single part in the brake system. I mean, not just pads, rotors, I mean bolts, everything you could imagine all went at once for some reason at that place. And I told her she should see another mechanic that's
Did you ever go
cheaper.
take it to another mechanic?
No.
Okay. Where's the truck now, out of curiosity?
Where I live at my residence.
Okay, so somebody's been driving it all this time, too?
No.
And again, how would I know that?
Exactly, but it's not even that. It's just that this is an as-is sale. And an as-is sale is exactly that. It means that you are taking it. In fact, I don't know if I could say it better than he said it. I may start saying it from now on that way. As is, as seen. You had ample opportunity to hire a mechanic to come with you to take a look at it, or maybe even ask him, hey, listen, find your own mechanic near him. Can we drive it to this mechanic? I'm gonna pay him $100 to take a look at it. But nobody wants to do that. All right? Everybody wants to risk it and then win the lottery and have a 21-year-old car last 42 years. But instead, you buy it and then you take it to Pep Boys, and Pep Boys claims you have to replace everything and now you want your money back, but you don't get your money back. That's not how the law works. My verdict in this case is for the defendant.
Thank you.
Well, the judge says she bought it as is, and that's the way it is. Maria, what are you thinking?
Nothing to say.
You're not thinking anything?
No, thank you.
What are you going to do with the truck? Well, I think she's a little upset. Here comes the defendant now. I think she's a little upset.
I don't blame her. I feel bad that she bought the truck. She just, I don't know what to say.
Do you think it has a lot of problems?
No,
It's a nice
okay.
looking truck.
Yeah.
You'd still be driving it, right?
Exactly. And I would have kept it. I would
Yeah,
have put it in
yeah.
the garage. I should have never sold it to her.
All righty. Well,
So-
sorry you got sued, had to come to court, but,
Yeah.
that's
I'm glad it's over.
what it is. All right. Big headache, yeah, I understand.
you.
So, okay, take care. Thank you. Harvey?
So, I mean, look, he's really right that you got to at least go to a mechanic. But what you do is you make the deal with the seller that if you buy the truck, you split the cost of the mechanic.